Good morning, guys. Yeah, in other day's class, I was talking about mini project fundamentals, right? And as part of that, we discussed a few things. Number one, don't keep multiple. I think, no. For your batch, I talking about Spring Boot core. Spring Boot core only, na? We completed strategy design pattern one. Yes, okay. We are in the right track. So, with respect to mini project, there are 4 or 5 points I discussed. Number one, don't keep multiple logics in single class. Keep different logics in what? Different classes. Make them talking to each other. That is nothing but layered application development. The layers of layered application recommended to take as what? Spring Bean, so that their lifecycle management, dependency management will be taken care by IOC container. So, like injecting DAO class object to service class object to controller object. In client application, we are going to call ctx.getBean method, having controller class bean ID. From there, we will get what? Controller object. In that what? Service class object will be injected. In that service class object, what will be injected? DAO class object will be injected. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Got the clarity, my dear? I want reply, guys. What object will be injected, guys? DAO class object will be injected. Okay, that's good. Great. Tell me. Okay, guys. Then point number two. When you want to pass more than 3 values from one layer to another layer, it's always recommended to design the methods with the Java Bean or not there. Java Bean is a Java class that contains getter and setter method. Number three. In DAO class, we need to write logic to have persistence operation. For that one, database connection is required. Nothing but JDBC connection is required. So we have direct connection, pooled connection. It always recommended to use pooled connection or not there. That's the point number four. Point number five. We have two types of connection pools, guys. Come on. Standalone connection pool, web server managed connection pool. Okay, in standalone application, it's good to use standalone connection pool. In web application or distributed application that are deployable in the server, it's better to use what? Server managed connection pool, right? Yes. So these are the points that we have discussed in other days class. If I summarize, don't keep logics in single class, prefer layered application. What layer? DAO for persistence logic, service for business logic. Come on. Controller for monitoring logic. Anyhow, client application will have a presentation logic. Number two, the layers of layered application should be developed as what? Spring Bean, so that IOC container take care of their lifecycle management and dependency management. How? DAO will be injected to service. Service will be injected to controller. Controller will be taken out by what? Client application by calling what? ctx.getBean method. What method, guys? ctx.getBean method. Number three. What is number three, guys? What is number three? Okay. The number three story is while passing multiple values from one layer to another layer, don't design method with more and more parameter. Prefer taking the support of Java Bean. That means you should design the method having Java Bean as the parameter type or not there. Number four. Okay. DAO class should have logic to connect to database software. For that one, we need JDBC connection. Don't prefer direct connection object. Always prefer what? Pooled connection object. Pooled connection object is the connection object that is gathered from JDBC connection pool or not there. So JDBC connection pool is a factory that contains what? Set of readily available JDBC connection objects before actually being used. What is that? Before actually being used. This is what we discussed the other day or not there, guys? Super. Okay, these are the points we discussed. So now last point, there are two types of connection pool. One is what? Direct JDBC connection pool. Other one is what? Server managed JDBC connection pool. Always prefer working with what, guys? Server managed JDBC connection pool. Stop working with what? Direct JDBC connection pool. This is another point that we have discussed or not there. Super, guys. File open, Spring here. Yeah, this is what? 710 Spring Boot Core. I think session how much? Session 6. Yeah. Connection pool, all these things we discussed are not there, guys. Yeah, this is the most important point, guys. Now listen. Tell me the examples of standalone connection pool. Hikari CP, Vibur, C3P0, Proxul, Oracle CP, Tomcat CP. All these are what? Example. In that one, who is popular, guys? Hikari CP. Because of its performance, speed, whatever it is, Hikari CP is very popular or not there. Okay, now I am coming to actual point. Once we add Spring Boot Starter JDBC or Spring Boot Starter JPA, starters, special jars, we don't create Hikari data source object pointing to Hikari CP. Hikari CP means connection pool manually. It internally creates what? Hikari data source object as a Spring Bean through auto configuration. And this data source points to JDBC connection pool for Oracle. This data source points to JDBC connection pool for what? Oracle. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Super. Yeah. This points to JDBC connection pool for what? Oracle. Super. We have application.properties file now, boss. Come on. We have application.properties file. Okay. Sir, this connection object should point to Oracle, MySQL, some other database. How to decide that? Very simple. In application.properties, if we specify JDBC driver details for Oracle in the connection pool, all connection objects will be pointing to Oracle data. If I write MySQL JDBC driver detail, all connection objects in connection pool will be created for what? MySQL. I already said. Based on the starters or special jars that are added, some predefined classes automatically become Spring Bean through auto configuration. But we can control or we can give inputs to auto configuration from what? Application.properties file are not there. Super. Okay, once again, if I add Spring Boot Starter JDBC, Spring Boot Starter JPA to project as starters, as dependencies, okay. So many classes will come as Spring Beans by default. One class is what? Hikari data source object pointing toward JDBC connection pool. But which database connection objects it will have, that depends upon what? From where we are keeping application.properties file. In application.properties, if you write JDBC driver details for Oracle, come on. The connection objects in connection pool will be created for Oracle or not there. In application.properties file, if we keep what? MySQL driver detail, the connection objects in connection pool will be created for MySQL or not there, guys. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Yes, that's good. Spring Boot applications give Hikari CP as what? Built-in JDBC connection pool through auto configuration. If we add JDBC JPA related starter to the build path of the project, adding Spring Boot starter JDBC or Spring Boot starter JPA. When these two are any one starter is added, then we get what? Hikari CP data source object pointing to what? JDBC connection pool automatically as Spring Bean through what? Auto configuration process in both standalone applications and what? Web application. In both standalone applications and what? Web applications. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. In Spring Boot application, we can work with all types of JDBC connection pool, all kinds of server managed connection pool. In Spring Boot application, we get Hikari CP based JDBC connection pool automatically through auto configuration process because Hikari data source object Spring Bean through what? Auto configuration process. Understanding my statement? Direct connection or pooled connection or pooled connection. Okay, standalone connection pool, server managed connection pool are there. But the moment you add the starter, automatically we are getting Hikari data source object pointing to what? JDBC connection pool are not there, guys. Automatically we are getting what? Hikari data. So do I need to create Hikari data source object separately, my dear? No, not at all. Not even for what? One person. Okay, what is the mostly used JDBC connection pool in our Spring or what? Spring Boot applications. Hikari CP represented by what? Hikari data source object because its performance and ability to come as Spring Bean through what? Auto configuration in Spring Boot application. Sir, we have a big servers now, server managed connection pools are there. Why are you not preferring to use? Simple reason. For server managed connection pool, server level configurations are required. They will change server to server. And we have to do in every server, though we move the application. Problem are not there. But if it is standalone connection pool, if we add the jar file, it will be there in every project. Though you moved project one machine to another machine, jar will be moved along with the project. So portability is good with the standalone connection pool are not there. That's why for the namesake, server managed connection pools are there. Industry uses standalone connection pool in standalone applications, web applications, distributed application. In deployable application, non-deployable application, everywhere we prefer what? Standalone. In that standalone, we prefer what? Hikari CP. So ultimately, what is the regular connection pool that industry prefers to use, guys? Hikari CP. In all kinds of application, we prefer working with what? Hikari CP. Written. Because of portability, ability to move the code advantage, we prefer using standalone connection pool like what? Hikari CP in both standalone applications, web application, distributed applications. Note, in Spring Boot application, we inject what? Data source object to DAO class object using what? Dependency injection concept. What object, guys? Dependency injection concept. Server managed JDBC configuration, connection pool configurations will change server to server. So we don't prefer this connection pool even in what? Web application, distributed application that are deployable in what? Web servers or application server. That are deployable in what, guys? Web servers or application servers. What is the difference between pool and cache or buffer? Already we discussed. Set of same items giving reusability is called pool. Set of different item giving reusability is called what? Cache. Set of same item giving reusability is called pool. Set of different item giving reusability is called what? Cache. Pool means set of same item. That means giving reusability of same item. Cache or buffer means set of different item. That means giving reusability of what? Different item. Here a pool means set of same item. Cache means set of different item. Yeah, pool gives reusability of same item. To implement this connection, any pool, we need to take the list collection or not there. List allows duplicate item and it can grow unlimitedly. So to implement cache, we prefer taking support of map na boss. Different item means to identify each item, key is required. Key and values means what? Map collection are not there, guys. Super. Okay. By adding Spring Boot Starter JDBC, Spring Boot Starter JPA to the Spring Boot project, we will get Hikari data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool as what? Spring Bean through auto configuration. This JDBC connection pool contains what? JDBC connection objects of that database software whose JDBC driver details are placed in what? Application.property file using following fixed keys. These are the keys we have to place in what? Application.properties. If these keys related values, see driver class name, URL, username, password, pointing to Oracle, Hikari data source object creates connection pool having Oracle connection objects. Pool means set of same items now, all connection objects to Oracle. If I give MySQL driver details for these keys, Hikari data source object points toward JDBC connection pool for MySQL. If these keys are pointing toward PostgreSQL connection, PostgreSQL driver, Hikari data source object points toward JDBC connection pool for what? PostgreSQL. If these keys are pointing to Oracle JDBC driver details as values, then Hikari data source object points to Oracle database software connection objects in the connection pool. If these keys are pointing to MySQL JDBC driver details as values, then Hikari data source object points to what? MySQL database software connection objects in connection pool. That's good. All data source objects are implementation class objects of java.sql.data source directly or what? Indirectly. Spring Boot based layered application. We can inject one data source object to DAO. Now one more object has come, but data source we don't create. It comes automatically or not there. We can inject DAO class object to service class object. Service class object to controller class. Client application gets controller class object having within that controller's service. Within that service DAO. Within that DAO data source will come in the client application when you call ctx.getBean method or not there. Here, these three places, injection is happening. Client calling ctx.getBean method is technically what, guys? Lookup operation, right? Yes. Client talks to controller, controller talks to service, service talks to what? DAO, DAO talks to database. But this DAO is linked with the data source or not there? Yes. Because of auto configuration. It comes because of auto configuration or not there? Yeah, it becomes controller because of what? At the rate control. It becomes controller because of what? At the rate service. It becomes a DAO at the rate DAO. Repository. Everyone getting my point, guys? In DAO class, yeah, listen. When you are while designing any application, we try to take interface-based model or not there for achieving loose coupling, right? In the market, we have one data source or a lot of data sources. All data sources implement common interface called data source interface, na? So in DAO class, while injecting data source object, it's better to take has a property of type real class name, a common interface name. Array, strategy design pattern, loose coupling, my dear. Suppose for Oracle one DAO, for MySQL one DAO, for PostgreSQL one DAO class, I want to write. Total how many DAO classes? 3. How many DAO classes I want to write? 3. Okay, all of them will implement common DAO interface now, guys. Okay, in service class, while creating has a property, it's better to take what? DAO interface or implementation class type. Okay, fine. I decided to have using algorithm one service class business logic. Using algorithm two another same purpose, another service class with a different algorithm. Using algorithm three, okay, service class. Total 3 service classes are there. In controller class, while injecting one of the service class object, better to take interface type has a property, a class type has a property. That means while doing injections, take data source interface in DAO class. DAO common interface in service class. Service common interface in what? Controller class. And controller is only one and no other flavors. It's better to take just class. No need of implementing interface are not there. Super. Check it out. In DAO class, we take what? Data source interface type as a property so that we can inject what? Any data source implementation class object to DAO class. In service class, we take what? DAO interface type has a property so that we can inject what? Any DAO IMPL class object to service class object. In controller class, come on, take service interface type what? Has a property so that we can inject what? Any service class object for what? Controller class. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Yes. Okay, now tell me. Yeah. In the market, we have multiple data sources like Hikari CP. What is next, guys? Proxul. Next. Hikari CP, Proxul. Next one. Vibur CP. Vibur CP and what? Etc. What is there, guys? Vibur CP and what? Etc. So we can inject any data source to DAO. Any data source to DAO. Yeah, tell me. We can take multiple DAO classes for multiple DBs. What is that, guys? Multiple DBs by making all the DAO IMPL classes implementing what is there? The common DAO interface. Implementing the common DAO interface. Okay. We can take multiple service classes for, tell me, we can take multiple service classes for what is there? For multiple algorithms, base, business logics. Okay, implementing, what is there? Common service interface. Implementing common service interface. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah, that's good. We can take multiple this one. Yeah, we can solve ambiguity problem of 100% using three approaches. Property file, factory bin, profiles. Okay, fine. We already discussed this now, guys. Solving ambiguity problem using what? Factory bin. We already completed that discussion, right? Yes. Okay, guys. This is about what? Points regarding layered application development. One more point is added. What is that? If we add Spring Boot Starter JPA, Spring Boot Starter JDBC, we will get Hikari data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool. This connection pool contains which database connection objects? That depends upon what? The JDBC driver details that we place in what? Application.properties file. The JDBC driver detail that we place in what? Application.properties file. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Super. Okay, now let me summarize all the points what we discussed. Okay, don't prefer keeping multiple logics in single class. Prefer keeping multiple logics in multiple classes. Come on. Keeping multiple logics in what? Multiple classes as a layered application. As what, guys? Layered application. Number two. Okay. Number two, take all the layers as what? Spring Bean, so that their lifecycle management, dependency management will be taken care by IOC container. Number three, tell me, what is number three, guys? Speak out. No number three? Or any number three is there? Yeah. Number three, okay, DAO class need to talk with the database software. So you prefer working with connection pool, that too standalone connection pool like Hikari CP. I'm just concluding. Number four, while passing multiple values between the layers or between one project to another project, especially two Java projects, don't design method with more and more parameter. Prefer designing them with what? Java bin. Prefer designing them with what? Java. That is number this. Next, you have to prefer working with Java bin or not there, guys. Next, guys. Oh. If we add Spring Boot Starter JDBC or JPA, we will get Hikari data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool. But this connection pool contains which database connection objects will be decided what entries we place in what? Application.properties. If you place Oracle JDBC driver details, okay, connection pool will have connection objects pointing to Oracle. If you place, come on, MySQL JDBC driver details, it will have what? Connection objects pointing to what? Oracle. It will have connection objects pointing to Oracle. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Super. Okay, now let us go for practical implementation of this. Session number how much, guys? 7. Okay. One small thing is there, nothing is there. We will take interfaces, nothing else. Same diagram. It's with the reality. From client application, I want to pass designations. How many? 3 designations. Those designations will come to controller. Controller passes to service. Service passes to DAO. But in database, all designations of EMP table of Oracle is in their uppercase. So converting them into uppercase is my service class responsibility or not there? Okay. And they come to DAO. DAO will use JDBC code. In future, we'll write other code. We'll talk to database, execute the select query. We will get result set object having what? Employee details whose 3 designations are given designation. Whose designations are matching with what? Given designation. Let us assume I got result set object with 10 records. Come on. But passing result set object to service controller client is good practice? No. That's why what I do, you know, because JDBC code you should write only in DAO, not here, not there. So that means you have to convert each record into one Java Bean class object and add all Java Bean class objects to list collection. Say something, guys. Convert each record into one Java Bean class object and add all Java Bean class objects to list collection are not there. Say something. I want reply, my dear. Come on. DAO, IMPL, right? Yes. This result set object will have records. And these records are passed to whom? Each record converted to Java Bean and all Java Bean objects are added to what? List collection. And that is passed to service. Service is passed to controller. Controller is passed to client. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Yes. That's great. Tell me. Client application gives designations to controller. Controller gives to service. Service gives to DAO. DAO will send the query to what? Database software, select query. When query executed, you will get result set object having bunch of employee records. Each record is converted to Java Bean. At the end, all Java Bean objects are added to whom? List collection. So list of Java Bean object comes to service. Okay, in service, what I do, you know, from the database, we get only basic salary. Calculating gross salary and net salary logics, I will write here. Or some business logic should be there now, boss. They are passed to controller. Controller passed to client. Client will give to what? End user as outputs are not there. Okay, now listen. See this? We inject a data source object, which is implementing data source interface are not there. Okay. We take DAO interface and DAO IMPL classes. We take service interface and what? Service IMPL classes. Controller forever only one. That's why. And forever it is target. It is not going to be injected to anyone. That's why single controller class is taken. No interface and implementation model is taken. There are not there. Super. Data source object will be injected to DAO. DAO class object injected to service. Service class object will be injected to controller. Client application get controller class object by calling ctx.getBean method are not there. In layered application, Spring and Spring Boot application, we take classes of different layers, service, DAO, controller, and etc. as what? Spring Beans to make IOC container taking care of their what? Lifecycle management and what? Dependency management. What are the annotations we use, guys? @service to make Java class as what? Spring Bean and service class. @repository to make Java class as what? Spring Bean and DAO class. @controller to make Java class as Spring Bean come controller class. Yes or no, na boss? Right, boss. Tell me. When we add Spring Boot starter JDBC version.jar file as dependency, we get following class as Spring Bean through auto configuration. First one is what? Hikari data source object. Next, JDBC template class object. Named parameter JDBC. These two are wasted, guys. We don't use them. But we always use Hikari data source object are not there. But this Hikari data source object points to JDBC connection pool are not there. But which database connection pool? That all depends upon what? Which JDBC driver details we have written in what? Application dot properties. What properties, guys? We can give inputs to any auto configuration activity using what? Application dot property file entries. We can make what? Hikari data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool for Oracle by providing Oracle JDBC driver detail. Here Oracle details na these connection objects belongs to Oracle are not there. If I keep MySQL details, those connection objects belongs to MySQL are not there, guys. Same point I have explained. Sir, these keys are fixed keys or user defined keys? Fixed keys. Why? Because reading those keys values, making some predefined class as Spring Bean is not my task. Is the IOC container. IOC container ready-made code means it expects fixed keys only, na boss. If I am doing that work, I would have allowed any keys, but I am not doing that work. Who is doing? One ready-made code called IOC container is doing. So when container is doing, we have to give input in the format it is expecting or not there. Sir, how to get such keys, sir? Very simple. Go to ChatGPT or Google, guys. Go to ChatGPT and Google, guys. Tell me. Spring Boot common properties. What is there, guys? Spring Boot common properties. Spring Boot common properties. Yeah. See, guys, here data properties. Yeah, here you search for Spring dot data source dot. Yeah, Spring dot data source dot data source dot driver class name. What class name, guys? Driver class name. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. This is a driver class name or not there, guys? DTO is different, DAO is different. DAO is a class that contains persistence laws. DTO is one kind of Java bin that is also used to pass the data from one class to another class. DAO means data access object. One per table it will be taken. It contains purely persistence logic, nothing extra, nothing less. C is equal to A plus B is also wrong in DAO class. Purely persistence logic. Insert, update, delete, select operation only should be there. DTO is a Java bin helper class to carry the data, right? Okay. So now what I do is, first step we will try to complete. What is there? We create a project. Okay. We add the starter and we give JDBC driver details for Oracle in application.property so that I can confidently say we have what? Hikari data source object pointing to Oracle JDBC connection. Pool means set of same item. All items are same. If first connection object pointing to Oracle, all connection objects points to Oracle only. Yes or no, guys? JDBC connection pool for Oracle means all connection objects in that pool represent connectivity with what? Oracle. JDBC connection pool for MySQL means all connection objects in that connection pool represents connectivity with what? MySQL. JDBC connection pool for what? JDBC connection pool for PostgreSQL means all connection objects in that connection pool represents connectivity with what? PostgreSQL. Is that clear, my dear? Come on, everyone. Understanding my statement or not there, guys? Super. Getting my point there, guys? Come on. Okay, guys. So now let me do that work. This is my 2025-12. Yeah, tell me next one. 710. This is my 710 or not there, guys? Go for what? Launch. Yeah, we are. Who is this Mahan Purush? Pankaj. Pankaj Bhai. Are we going to use Java Bean in this mini project? After listening entire Ramayana, you should not ask Sita is a girl or boy. Waste fellow. What is our fourth or third point, guys? To pass multiple values from one layer to another layer. Don't design the method with more and more parameter. Prefer working with what? Say na? Did I say that statement or not? Focus is required, man. Don't attend classes with a mind absent and body present kind. I'm really worried because from last 2 days I'm bombarding that statement like anything, right? Somewhere I have written those key points. Somewhere I have written those key points. Where are those no, that is the flow part. Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. Somewhere, if not there, we'll write at the end. But injecting objects to other Spring Bean, then Java beans can be skipped. That's what I thought. Java bean for data carrier. Yes. Java bean for data carrier. Spring Beans for main logics. DAO, service, controller, data source. These are the main classes having main logic. They are Spring Bean. We inject one with other. Data source to DAO, DAO to service, service to controller. Clear? But if you have a logic, not enough, na? Those logics needs inputs. Those logic generates outputs. How they get inputs from one class to another class. How they pass outputs from one class to another class. Java. I think I have given beautiful example also. In a bank, clerk, cashier, manager, loan employee, all these are Spring Beans. They do major works. But in the same office staff will be there to move the files from one desk to another desk, one employee to another employee. They are like what? Java being. Pankaj, I think you missed last 1-2 sessions compulsory. I can confidently say that. Mr. Pankaj, are you clear? Should we go ahead or still in the same line? No response. Yeah, it's cleared. Okay. Ask it, no problem. See, guys, if you ask at max, I will pinch you. The pinching also part of the learning only. If I pinch and give reply, you never forget that answer in lifetime. Right? If I say great question, if I say I'm giving great answer, you will think that, oh, I asked a great question. And you'll after 1-2 days, you'll forget, right? But if I pinch and give reply, okay, you will remember my pinching and you will remember my answer also. Yes or no? Yeah, that's a part of learning strategy only. Don't think much. Okay. Yeah, anyhow, you'll habituate slowly. Yeah. Spring starter. Yeah, Spring starter project, guys. What is there? Boot IOC. What, guys? Boot IOC pros, how much? Boot IOC pros 6. Where is this? Mini project. Boot IOC pros 6 mini project. Real time strategy DP. Okay, what is there? Layered application. Okay, mini project, real time strategy DP, layered application. Say next. Did I select var file? No, this coming wrong, guys. Let's select correct one. New Spring starter project. This is the right one. Boot IOC pros, how much, guys? 6, 6. Real time strategy DP. Okay. What is there? Layered application. Okay. Next one, mini project. See, very popularly asked question in the real time is in interview is how did you use dependency injection or dependency management in your project? No need of giving project specific answer. You have to give generic answer like this. My project is layered application. I made all maximum layers as what? Spring Beans to enjoy the support of what? Lifecycle management, dependency management. In our project, we injected what? Data source object to DAO, DAO to service, service to control. Okay, then if he has not doubted you, he will go to next question. If he has doubted you, he will ask, can you tell me the class names? Suppose in your resume project is hospital related one. You take some names related to hospital. Hikari data source fixed. We cannot change that name. DAO. Okay, what is there? Patient DAO IMPL. Patient management service IMPL. Patient operations controller. Not compulsory. Any other names also you can. If they doubt you, they will ask, can you tell me sample class name, reference class? If they don't doubt you, they don't ask. That's a different story, right? Yeah. Maven, jar, 21, Java. Okay. Tell me. Spring Boot. What is there, guys? Spring Boot application. Spring Boot mini project. Say next. Say next. Tell me. Say next. Say finish. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay. This is my Spring Bean life cycle. Not this mini project now, guys. Here. Where is the 6? Observe. Array, I forgot one thing. While creating project, I forgot to add the starter, right? That's why let me delete the project. Because we have to add the starter now, boss. Yeah. Okay, same. Spring Boot mini project next. Now listen. JDBC starter. Select this, not this. You have to select this only. Spring Data is a separate module. Okay. JDBC starter. Okay, now listen. I want to talk to Oracle database. I need Oracle JDBC driver now, boss. Select this. Next. Next one is what? Okay. No. I want to talk with only Oracle first. No, nothing. Not multiple at a time. One. We'll start with that what? Oracle. Okay. Now, other day I asked to watch Lambda KPI videos. Later I asked to install plugin P2 plugin to get the common code like getter setter method, toString method equals. Yes. For that we have to use what? Lombok API. What API, guys? Lombok API. Say next. Say finish. Say next. Say finish. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Yes. This is my what? Application dot properties. This is my application dot properties. Tell me. JDBC driver detail. Spring dot data source dot driver class name. Super. Spring dot data source dot. Where is this URL? I think everyone knows a little bit of JDBC now, boss. Don't tell me I don't know JDBC. You should know basics of JDBC. JDBC colon Oracle colon @localhost colon 1521 colon XE. Spring dot data source dot username system. Spring dot data source dot password manager tiger. Yeah, whatever it is, guys. So because of this, Hikari data source object. Sir, what's the guarantee Hikari? Because you are not adding any jar. No. If you add the main jar file, relevant jar will come automatically or not. Check it out. I have added Spring jar JDBC now, boss. Somewhere you can see Hikari CP jar, right? In that Hikari CP jar, guys. In that Hikari CP jar, tell me, we have Hikari data source class is there or not there? This becomes a Spring Bean automatically. As usually, data source object points to connection pool. And this connection pool will have connection objects of certain database software. What do you say, guys? Come on, everyone, getting my point there or not there? Super. Okay. This is what we need to focus or not there, guys. Yeah, this is done, guys. So now I should start developing the classes. Okay, first you should add packages. For every layer, separate package. One layer can have multiple packages also. But generally for every layer, one minimum package we take. Like that we separate the layers. Okay, na boss? So now let me add the packages. Right click, guys, new. What is there? Package. com.nt.dav. Here is my DAO package. New package. com.nt.service. Nice. Next, new package. com.nt.controller. Yes. Next, to place the Java beans, guys. com.nt.model. Okay. We are going to gather three inputs. Three inputs means we can take method with three parameter. No problem. Yes. But we are going to get records from the table. The two EMP table records. Each record is having 8 column, but I want to maintain only 4-5 column. But not one record, hundreds of records are going to come. Each record into one Java Bean class object. We add all Java Bean class objects to list collection, right? So first of all, we should take Java Bean or not there. Moreover, from database you will get, though 8 values are there in each record, number, name, designation, salary. 4 values you want to get. But I want to calculate gross salary and net salary also. 30% of basic salary is what? Gross salary. And in that one, 10% deduction is what? Net salary. Whatever it is. Take home salary or net salary. So this is another thing that we want to focus or not there, guys. Yeah. Tell me, guys, here is what? New. What is there? Class. Yeah, I'm going to take class name as what? Employee. Actually, you can take employee DTO also, no problem. But fine. Nowadays, flavors of Java Bean is not important. Just take employee. That's it. Here is what? Employee. Okay, guys. This is my, what is there? Employee.java. Hey, come on. It is not Java, it is a Java. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, see, guys. Java Bean basically contains what? Properties and getter setter method. So source layer will use setter method to set the data. Destination layer will use what? Getter method to read the data. Source will use what? Setter method. Destination will use what? Okay. Yeah. Private integer. What is there? EMP. NO. Next. Private string. E-name. Private string. Array, any name you can take. Sir, why are you not preferring simple integer? Why are you preferring wrapper integer? Wrapper integer no value means null. Simple integer no value means 0. Yes. Suppose I have not given employee number. Inserting null is good. Inserting 0 is good. Null means no value. 0 means some value. Got it, guys? Super. While retrieving records, salary not there. Okay. If I take simple float or simple double, 0.0 will come. If I take wrapper double or wrapper float, null will come. So null is good, 0 is good. Got it, guys? That's why now onwards, stop using simple data type. Prefer using what? Wrapper data. At least now you realized why industry has given wrapper data types. You might have studied in core Java. What is that? These are object versions of simple data type. Why they have given? Why industry is preferring them? Not for time pass, na? So they have given with this intention. Maximum you prefer working with what? Wrapper type. And that too, I think from Java 6 or 7 onwards, auto boxing concept has come. Simples will be converted into wrapper automatically. That is bot boxing. Wrappers will be converted into simple automatically. That is called what? Auto unboxing. Okay. Name. Employee number, employee name, designation. Hey, not compulsory. These things should match with what? Property name. Designation. Okay. Double salary. Private double. Tell me. Gross salary. Private double. What salary? Net salary. Private double gross salary. Private double net salary. Yes, boss. At the rate data. At the rate data. Understanding my statement, boss? Hmm. Employee number, employee name, designation, salary, gross salary, and what? Net salary. Are you getting my point, my dear? Yes. This is my employee.java. What Java, guys? See, guys, in this employee, at the rate data is giving me getter setter method, toString method, equals method, hash code method. They're coming automatically or not there? Sir, actually, 4 columns only. Now, why are you taking what? 6 proper. I want to calculate and get, boss. Actually, table is having 8 columns, but I want to get in what? 4 column values only. That's why 4 property. But remaining 2 properties, I want to calculate and put the value in that one, right? Yes. Okay, guys. Now, we have to develop the DAO class or not there. Today I'm developing DAO class for Oracle. Tomorrow I may develop for MySQL. Day after tomorrow I may develop for PostgreSQL. But to inject them to service class without changing code, it's better to go for interface and implementation model. Point number 1. Okay, whoever you want to develop as multiple dependents possible to inject to one target, it's better to take what? It's always better to take what? It's always good to take what? Come on. Interface and implementation model. DAO, purely persistence logic, not even one line of business logic. Next. Not even one line of what? Business logic. Next. DAO contains 2 parts. One is properties part, other one is what? Code parts. One is properties, other one is what? Code. Properties will be written at the top. Code will be written at the inside the method. We write the code, and properties are written at the top. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Super. Tell me. New. Where is this interface? iEmployee DAO. iEmployee DAO. Public list. Tell me. Employee. Public list employee. Get employees by designations. Yes. Public list employee. Get employees by designation. String designation 1, designation 2, designation 3. Throws exception. Sir, why this throws? Okay. See, if I don't have throws exception, when you implement this method in DAO class, we have to write try catch. Try catch means any problem raised in control goes to catch block. And in the catch block that is suppressed in boss. If problem is suppressed in DAO, how does it goes to service? If not gone to service, how does it goes to controller? If not gone to controller, how does it goes to client? If not gone to client, how does it is informed to end user? Why I should inform end user? End user is giving inputs to client. You expect output from client. If any problem comes, you should also be informed to client. I mean to say end user through client application only, na? But first of all, client application should come means what? Should get means what? Controller should get. Controller should get means what? Service should get. Service should get means what? DAO should not suppress or eat the problem. Should pass the problem, right? To pass the exceptions, we need to have throws and throw statements are there or not there. Throws and throw statements are there or not there. Super. Except in client application, in remaining all layers, don't catch and handle the exception because they eat or suppress the exception and does not pass the exception to next layer. Come on, guys. Either you have to do two things. Either declare the exception to be thrown using throw statement. Exception raised in DAO, pass it to service. They're also declaring to be thrown. Pass it to controller. Controller, they're also client. In the client we catch and handle, we display non-technical message related to exception. This is optional. But here one problem is there. JDBC exceptions are checked exceptions now, boss. We must catch and handle or we have to declare to be thrown or not. And if you don't catch and handle, we will lose the opportunity to close the JDBC objects now, guys. Come on. Generally, where we prefer to close JDBC objects? In the final leave block. Without try catch, can we have final leave block? Or if we take try with resource, at the end of the try block, they will be closed automatically or not there. Come on, guys, forgot the fundamentals, huh? What's the right place to close JDBC objects? In old times, try catch in the finally, because finally block execute irrespective of exception is raised or not. So the right place to close the JDBC objects is finally, na boss. If exception raised or not raised, I want to close the JDBC object. But nowadays, are we writing finally block separately? Because we are going for what? Try with resources, right? We are going for what? Since we are going for try with resources, come on. At the end of the try, they will be closed automatically or not there. But the problem is, we should take try catch block in order to close the JDBC object directly or indirectly. But if we catch and handle exception, exception will not be passed to service. Yes, my dear. But if you catch and handle, exception is suppressed. Come on. If you don't catch and handle, exception is passed. But we have to catch and handle it in order to close the JDBC objects, right? That's why I'm giving one more via media solution. That is try catch. Try with what? Catch. Having throw statement. What statement, guys? Try catch having what statement, guys? Throw statement. Are you understanding my statement, my dear? Come on, everyone. Yeah. Try catch. In the catch block, you write throw statement. So that is called exception rethrowing or not there. You catch the exception. You handle exception, catch the exception. But you have to rethrow the exception or not there. When you rethrow the exception raised in what? DAO will be passed to service. That will be passed to controller. Controller passes to client application. Everyone getting my point there or not there, guys? Super. Yeah, instead of print stack trace, instead of displaying messages, you have to go for what? Rethrow the exception. Throw statement you have to use. That means throws will be there, throw will be there, try will be there, catch will be there. If you use a try with resource, no need of finally. If you don't use try with resource, even finally also should be there. Come on. Final conclusion. While developing layered application, except in client application, in remaining all places, either declare the exception to be thrown using throw statement or catch and handle exception, but rethrow the exception by using what? Throw and throws along with the try catch. Come on. So that exception raised in what? DAO will be passed to service. Service that passes to what? Controller. That passes to what? Client. That passes to what? Client. Are you getting my point there, guys? That passes to client. Are you understanding my statement or not there? Yeah. Super, guys. Now we have to develop DAO IMPL class or not there. While developing DAO IMPL class, there will be two parts in the class. Query part and code part. We declare all the queries, SQL queries that are required in the DAO class at the top of the class. That too as what? Private static final variable values. That too in uppercase letters. So that they can be differentiated from the Java code. Why private static final, sir? Private to make that variable visible within the class, not outside the class. Static to use that variable in both static and non-static method without object. Come on. Static things can be used without object now, boss. Final, except there, no other place people should be in a position to modify the query. Yes or no, na, guys? Final is final, right? Uh, String variable because it's a text. Why are you writing query in uppercase letters? To tell that it is not a Java statement, it's a query. Got it? Okay. Sir, what's the problem of not taking final? Or if you don't take final in the middle of the method, I may change the query now, boss. If I take final, I cannot modify the query anywhere else. If anyone wants to modify the query, they need to come at the top of the class or not there. When queries are there at the top of the class, come on. When queries are there at the top of class, it's always easy to modify them or not there. Always easy to identify them or not there, guys. Say something, guys. I want reply, my dear. Yeah, this is my DAO IMPL. New, where is this? Class. Employee DAO IMPL. Interface, add iEmployee DAO. Add iEmployee DAO. Employee DAO IMPL dot Java. At the rate repository. EMP-DAO. What DAO, guys? EMP-DAO. That's good. Tell me. Private data source DS. Private data source DS. At the rate auto wide. Is that clear, my dear? At the rate auto wide. Public class employee DAO IMPL implements what? iEmployee DAO. Private data source what? DS. Public list employee get employees by what? Designation. Designation 1, 2, 3. Total how many designations are there, guys? 3 designations are there. Okay, fine. Array, this data source interface type is taken or class name is Ikari data source, but it is we have taken interface type now, boss. So that tomorrow if other popular data source has come, not Ikari data source, something else great, Ikari data source or XYZ data source. So I can inject that one also, boss, because I am taking interface type to achieve the loose coupling here. Super. Okay, now listen. Try. Yeah, get pooled connection object. Okay. Connection con is equal to ds dot get connection. Here is what? Catch exception E. Okay. No, I will try to catch both known and unknown exception. SQL exception, SE. Where is this? Throw, yes. Catch, exception, not E dot print stack. Throw E. Exception, rethrowing. What is next one? Exception, rethrowing. Exception, rethrowing. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Yeah. Get pooled JDBC connection object. Get what? Pooled JDBC connection object. Create, tell me. JDBC prepared statement. JDBC prepared statement object. Prepared statement PS is equal to con dot prepare statement. You have to write the query here now, boss. But I just requested private static final string get EMPs by designations, right? Where writing query in uppercase, generally these static final variables are called constants. To tell that these are not normal variable, they are special variable. They will be written in uppercase letters. The variable name will be written uppercase. Look at integer max value uppercase. In math class, e value, pi value uppercase na boss, because they are also fixed and final values, right? Come on. To tell that they are not regular variable. This is regular variable. That's why lowercase. This is what? Constant. Final static. That's why you taken in what? Uppercase. These are coding standard. See, when you go for company interview, nowadays few companies are conducting system test. System test generally they give this kind of mini projects only. They give this kind of what? Mini projects. No doubt in that, right? But everyone, some people will complete also. When all completes or majority people complete, then how they evaluate you are selected, you are not selected based on your coding standard, naming conventions, this kind of practices. This shows you have a maturity in coding, right? Output is secondary, but coding standards also very, very important. Habituate following coding standards. What's the advantage of writing queries at the top? Tomorrow, table name, column name change. Do I need to search where is query, where is query, where is query? No. If all queries are there at the top of the class, I can go to top. I can modify the query or not there. That's why these are called best practices of coding. Okay, tell me. Yeah, query, variable name in uppercase, query also will be taken in what? Uppercase. Select employee number, employee name, job, sal from EMP, where job in 1, 2, 3, 1 through job in this order by job, order by job. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. Private static final string get EMPs by designation. employee number, employee name, job sal from EMP, where job in, 3 question marks, order by job. Is that clear, my dear? Come on, everyone. Got the clarity or not there, guys? That's good. Tell me. Prepared statement PS is equal to con dot what? Prepare statement. Here you have to pass the query or not there. Get designations. Okay. Set values to the query parameters. PS dot, tell me, set string 1 comma. Yeah, here purely column names only. 1 comma designation 1. PS dot set string 2 comma designation 2. PS dot set string 3 comma designation 3. Next one, execute the SQL query. Execute the SQL query. Result set RS is equal to, result set RS is equal to, sir, that is also auto closable object now, boss. We can open any object in try with resource, only auto closable objects. But how does they are auto closable object? Their classes, object related classes, directly or indirectly should implement what? Auto closable interface are not there. All IO streams are auto closable from Java 7 onwards. From Java 8 onwards, all JDBC objects are what? Auto close. Okay. PS dot, what is there? Execute query. Result set RS is equal to PS dot what? Execute query. Copy records of result set object to list collection as Java Bean class objects. As what? Java Bean class object. But if I create a variable that is not visible outside the try block, so what should I do? I'm taking one local variable. For local variable, modifier is not required. List employee. What is there? List employee. List is equal to null. List employee. List is equal to null. This is my try to. This is my try one. But at the end of the try two, result set object will be closed automatically. At the end of the try one, connection and prepare statement objects will be closed automatically, na boss? Okay, now what is my work? My work is very simple. I have given diagrammatic representation also. Check it out. Okay, let us assume in my result set, 3 records have come. Every result set will have 2 important position. One is BFR, one is what? ALR. BFR means what? Before first record. ALR means what? After last record. Yes or no, na boss? One is BFR, before first record. Other one is what? ALR. After last record. Tell me. These 3 records we copy to what? 3 Java Bean class objects. And these 3 Java Bean objects will be placed in what? List collection. These 3 objects will be placed in what? List collection. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Yeah. 3 records. Come on. 3 records. Copied to 3 objects. And those three objects are added to what? List collection. Fine. Remember this diagram in mind, guys. Tomorrow when we meet, we are going to write the logic. Meanwhile, you recollect your JDBC process. How to get each record of result set while rs dot next. How to get each column of record, get int, get string. Like these methods are there now, my dear. Recollect all those fundamentals. Tomorrow, this is going to be our major lunch. Multiple records of result set are going to be copied to what? Multiple objects of Java Bean, and those multiple objects will be added to list collection so that result set records we are going to pass to service class in the form of list of Java Bean class objects. I hope you understood the agenda for tomorrow. Okay. And today, if you observe, okay, whenever exception is raised in the any try catch block code, that control goes to catch block. Are we suppressing exception or rethrowing exception? That's it. Understanding my point? This is the one place where exception handling, okay, rethrowing, declaration of exception to be thrown, everything is placed or not there, guys. So far in core Java, we already studied. When exception comes, you should catch and handle. For the first time, I am saying there is no need of catching and handling. You can just declare to be thrown. Where? DAO service controller classes. Or if you are forced to catch and handle it, at least rethrow it until client application comes. Because when inputs are given to client by end user, you expect output or error from client only. So output anyhow goes if everything goes successful, right? But error also should go, na? Error should not be suppressed. You take a company hierarchy, workers, on the top of worker supervisors, on the top of supervisor manager, on the top of manager CEO. This is the hierarchy. Worker working on the machine, some problem has come in the machine. He suppressed the problem. Does it goes to supervisor, manager, CEO? So will the problem will be solved? Solved. Without informing to CEO, problem will be solved. So what they should do? Worker should inform to supervisor. Supervisor should inform to what? Manager. Manager should inform to what? CEO. Then CEO take the decision, repair or replacement or temporarily closed. Yes or no? Na? But whatever decision you take, it will be in the interest of the company only, na boss. Otherwise, if choice is given to worker to escape from the work, he will suppress the problem, he will work on. He will work on it. Either he will give defective products or he will not give any production. Both are danger to company or not there. I think you started enjoying mini project development. It looks very big, but one by one we will develop, one by one. And this is what you have to do after joining in the companies. Not DTDC Flipkart example. This kind of layered applications only you have to develop. Yeah, what's your 2026? That's good. Tell me. Where is this? Spring Boot core. Right click, file upload. Yeah, tell me, guys, what is there? 7.1? 7.10. 7.10 Spring Boot core. Tell me here, where is this? Huh? 6th and 7th. 6th is given already, it seems, but fine. We'll give once again. Not given a 6th also. Yeah. 6th and 7th. Yeah, don't miss the class. Tomorrow we are going to complete the coding and we are going to understand the flow of execution.